Number two, this is a concept that I learnt from my really good friend Matt Church at mattchurch.com. We're going to draw a value model. One of the things I actually learnt from a guy called Dan Kennedy, a marketing genius, is that when you put a ladder in front of people, they naturally want to climb it. And so that, here's two rules of marketing is rule number one, your job is to be the one who puts the ladders in front of people. And rule number two, your job is not to climb up other people's ladders, right? So the moment we put a ladder in front of somebody, and I'm going to explain this in a second, particularly a model which says, a ladder which says, here's where you are right now, here's where you could get to, and here's how to climb it. Everybody instantly sees where they are, where they want to get to, and they see that the next step is to climb the ladder with you. So we're going to draw a value model, and I'll help you create yours today. Something that we'll draw on the webinar or reveal on slides, which shows people, here's where you are, here's where you get to, and here's how to get there. Not quite like a signature system, actually in kind of slightly more elegant, pretty cool way. So we're going to draw a value model, and you'll see in my sales webinar, and even when I do a live event, the value model is a really key piece that lots of people miss when it comes to selling their stuff. It gives people a really great context for how you're going to help. So when we see the need, we see the transformations. But at the end, we draw a value model which shows people, which effectively puts a ladder in front of somebody, which says, hey, if you're at this point on the ladder and you want to climb to that point on the ladder, I've got the system for getting you up the ladder fast. Okay, and we'll explain that soon. You want to draw a model, a value model, which has three key pieces. Please write these down. Again, thanks to Matt, my friend, who invented this. Every value model, every ladder has to have three things. Number one, it has to have a currency of value. In other words, it needs to have, climbing up the ladder needs to give them more of the things they want, either money or time or status or happiness. Right? Money, time, status, happiness. Most of us probably aren't in the business of selling sex, although I guess that could be a value model. Most of us aren't in that business, so it's probably money, time, status, or happiness, right? So number one, it's got to have a currency. It might be money or time, status or happiness, or a combination. Number two, it's got to have location, which is, where am I on the ladder right now, and aspiration, which is where do I want to climb to. Cool? So we're going to draw a value model, and that's a massive piece of how I position the value of my strategy session. Okay? If you don't have a value model, then you're like everybody else, and you're selling, you're selling a solution to a problem instead of selling a much bigger possibility for people. Dan Sullivan says that all of the money I want is in their future, and so our job as webinar salespeople is to help people see the future that's possible, and we do that with a value model.